All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to what we're calling the Make Good Rewards Engine Daily Update. So, Monday to Thursday, we will do this at 1 o'clock Eastern Time. And we will continue down that path each and every week until we get finished with our first phase, which is the Make Good phase. So if you are haven't been paying attention, you're watching the replay, you're here. So what will happen over the next several weeks, going into each of the months, will you will see your original contributions minus any rewards that you may have had come back to you, and you'll be able to utilize them within the legacy platform if you choose to, or you can take them, do whatever it is that you want to do with them. So it's kind of an easy word to use as an honest reset. Our last project did not deliver on its promise because we operate a peer-to-peer community model. Contributions were allocated directly to other members. There is no company fund for traditional refunds. That's why we created the Make Good Rewards engine. It sends contributions back to members in timestamp order based on prioritizing those who contributed first before opening any new members. So we have a number of people that have multiple slots. We have a number of people or seats. We have a number of people that have one. So what we've done is we basically took the website. We've created a protocol within the website for you to be able to go to the site, if you choose to be a participant. Once you fill out the proper forms, join the websites as a customer that we're sending it to. Do nothing else other than that. Based on your timestamp, we will start working with the promotions that they're giving us to turn those into USDT that we then in turn can give contributions back. And based on the numbers that we have calculated out, based on what we've already sent out and taking that back off so that people aren't waiting for a year or 8 months, we feel like we can do this in a very short period of time, depending on how people organize themselves as being part of the community. So what happens with what we've been able to get a code through another organization that has about 20,000 plus members. And rather than saying, hey, you guys need to go over there, pay them money. They basically license the code to me to be able to do what it is that I'm going to do. Now, whether you're somebody who's never been in a program before where somebody actually steps up and says, hey, I'm going to fix the problem. And that's basically what I'm doing. So these AI agents have an automated code tied to them based on the promotion that they're running on that specific day when you're after you've signed up for the five websites. Now, and a reminder again, some of these websites, you might be international, they might not be available where you're at. You sign up for as many as you can out of the five. The five is the number that we're using out of hundreds. There's actually hundreds of these sites all over the world. We're just using the five to try to do this the quickest possible way. Now, when we reopen the program several months down the road here, at that point, we'll be utilizing the full code with all of the websites for people that say, hey, I'd like to create velocity and know where what we were doing before, we were doing it based on not really knowing what we could do. Now we actually know exactly what we can do, but it's not a permanent program. You would have to, each time you put a contribution in, we would basically run through the code to get the promotions to get you back what it is that you put in, plus that same dollar amount in the future. That's the way it's going to run in the future. But right now, we're going to get everybody taken care of. Now, for the people that are at the 30, based on the way these contributions will come back, for you guys, what we're going to do for you guys, if you are going into the legacy program, we're going to give you the full 120, but you're able to sign up for free, but we're actually going to pull the whole 120 if you're one of the ones that signs up for the sites to give you that additional benefit and allow you not only to have the funds that you've started with, but have enough so that when you go into that program, you're not just in a free spot. But I'm going to tell you, you all want to join that the legacy program as quickly as possible. Well, you'll see the form on the website. Get yourself set up because that is a team build. The earlier you're in, the more volume that will push up to you, and it's different than the velocity we were trying to create. It's based off of the daily activity. That's why that program is going to be so powerful and why I am a big proponent of people at worst case grab that free position yourself and then do what I did and do your due diligence and see that hey, these guys been around. These guys are creating the new banking ecosystem. A little different than what Bankus is doing. These guys are the full program in terms of the banking system that they're creating. Okay, so just to give you that. So when you're able to go into the website later today, okay, we tried to get it done for yesterday, but some of the things that we had tested, and here I'll give you the example because I've said this all week, especially if you've been around all week, that the way that you take care of getting yourself positioned to be the quickest to get your contribution back, it means each of the steps that we tell you to do, you have to do properly. So our test group yesterday, we found a bunch of things that weren't being done right, which then in turn would have turned into a customer service issue, which then in turn would have turned into people being frustrated, and then that would have turned into people just saying, I'm not even going to do this. I want everybody to make sure that you get your contribution back. So we went back to the drawing board overnight, simplified it even more, made more detailed writing within the forms on what you need to do. And when that goes live later today, you'll be able to click on it. And I'm going to give you an example of it after I finish the presentation here. Okay, so now 4 simple steps. You open the 5 partner accounts if you can. Okay. Um, you're going to fill out the forms after you open up the partner accounts. So you open up the partner account. What I would suggest is the site is going to take you to the form. You're going to click number one. You go to the site. Boom. When you go to the site, it's going to open up one tab. Then open up a second tab with the partner site that you're going to sign up. Sign up for the partner site. And as you're signing up for the partner site, fill in your form so that we have all the information that we need. Because remember, you don't need to do anything other than be a real person, sign up from a real address. Okay. And from then on in, our AI agent slash code will get whatever promotion is out of that website for you and do what needs to happen over the time period that it needs to happen, and boom, and then those funds will get sent to wherever you want them sent. So that's just my. Now another important thing is stay reachable, meaning my thought process on this is sometimes something's might happen. You might not have done something right. So as long as you're paying attention on Discord, you'll be taken care of. But I'm going to take it a step further. Okay. So even if you're not on Discord, so what we're going to do from Sunday to Thursday, we're going to have 4 hours every day of live customer service. So from 5 o'clock, 5, 6, 7, 8, from 5 o'clock to 9 o'clock, from Sunday to Thursday, you will have live support during that time frame. Again, I am here for one reason and one reason only. To number one, make good on what we couldn't make work. But number two, to help you guys create a future like we were trying to create with the velocity we tried to do. And now I know number one, I can get you your contribution back utilizing these promotions. And then number two, if you follow the legacy program, even with just $100, and that's all you ever do, and you let the AI bot do its work over the next 5 years, you would have somewhere in the neighborhood of about 200,000 built up in the the uh, the USDT, and you choose. Do I want it to go for 5 years? Do I want it to go for 4 years? With just $100. And so, just to give you an idea, now for the people that want USDT immediately, which is most of the group here, the rest of the funds, my suggestion is you put into the other bot, and that bot is basically getting close to 1% a day right now. So, best example I can say to people is if you're $1,000 person, you get that thousand back. When you get it, if you throw it in there, you're going to be somewhere between $8 and $10 a day. On top of that, you'll have this other bot that's working compounding you every day. So that's why the legacy is where you want to go. All right. So make sure you follow all the instructions. This is a very important because I don't want any of you guys to basically set yourself up for failure here. If you have more than one person in a household, do not sign up for the 5 sites. Let's say you have 5 people. If each one of you want to do one, you could do that. That you could do. Okay. But do not have more than one person from that household because that will take those promotions and it's in their terms and conditions and it will automatically not produce them and it will give you a lifetime ban of the program based on the license that we hold. Okay. So just remember that there's absolutely nothing you can do to beat the system here on this. Okay, so adding another person that makes no sense. Putting a referral code in makes no sense. If you do that, that also will put you out of getting your contribution back because everything is based on the code that's already done. So you cannot try to double dip and put in a referral code so that you could get, people that you want to bring in after the fact. All right. Very important. Okay. And if you get any information, so because they're going to have your email because you got to be a live person, and they call to try to upsell you on some different things. Again, if you go that path, it will automatically pull you out of the program you're in, and then you'll have to do all the work that the code does. So don't fall into that trap. Okay, how does it work? Very simple, right? What's going to happen is time. We're going to timestamp as people come in. We have the capital that we have available, okay, that we can utilize with the promotions on a daily basis. So for everything we get in a promotion, we have to match that capital. So example would be today, they have a $50 promotion. We've got to match that with $50 from what we have and what we've collected that we have not sent out yet. Okay. So that means there's a number of promotions that happen every day. The more people that sign up for the 5 sites, the more promotions we can take advantage of. But we have a hard cap because we have to match every promotion. So when we match that promotion dollar for dollar, okay, then at that point, that's when everything goes to work. Okay. When everything happens. So let's say, for example, like what we did in our test over the weekend, we ran five, five, $5,000 promotions, right? So we had five where the promotion was, if you have 1,000 in capital, you can get a free 1,000. So we did five of those. And we went 5 for 5 on creating the amount to get back those people the $1,000. Pretty cool how it worked. Okay. So, but we're capped on the amount of capital that we have each day. So there's only so many we can do each day. That's the reason why you can't ask to get more back than what you put in. You can't ask to come back in until everybody is fully taken care of. Then we'll reopen the program and you can do it anytime you want to put a contribution, you can put a contribution. The only exception to that, because it does not slow anything down, if you want to get your capital back faster, and let's say it's going to be 10 days, 15 days, 20 days before we get to you, you want to put the same amount of capital in basically to run at the same time that the people that are running that got in first. That's the only exception. So example would be very simple. If you are a $30 person and you say, hey, I know I'm going to get 120 back, right? And you want to put in that 30 or that, well, in that case, actually, if you're $30, if you want to get the full 120 back, you would actually have to put the 120 in. So I'm gonna use a better example. It'd be $1,000 because I have several $1,000 people that have reached out and they basically said, hey, if I can get it back quicker, I'd rather get it back quicker. So that's the only exception is if you want to put it in, you get back what you put in plus that. If it's 1,000 that you're waiting on, you get the 1,000 back. But we can run it concurrently at the same time without um, slowing down, getting everybody taken care of. That's the only exception. If you want to say, hey, I'm waiting on 1,000, I have 1,000, before I put it over there, I'll put it over here, get I get my 1,000 back faster because I'm putting up the capital to get that 1,000. So that's totally your call. Not asking anybody to do it, but people have asked. So again, I'm in the accommodation business here. Okay. So where we're going to go for details, you're going to go to the website. The website has been totally transformed into just an informational page. That's all it is. You're going to go there. You're going to follow the steps. You're going to click on the 5 places. And again, if you fall in a country or you fall in a state or you fall in, well, the state, anywhere in the states, you should be able to do all 5. Or for some reason, someone in your household already hit on one of these, then we can take that out there. And part of the reason why we're going to do the live um, 5 days a week in terms of customer service there is also where, again, because there's so many other sites available out there. So if somebody is only able to do one or two, where we will give them 3 additional that they can add after the fact. So that's part of it. Between that and then getting everybody set up on the legacy program is the other reason why. Because we've always been about you not needing to know anything about crypto. Now you would need to know a little bit, but if we walk you through it, basically there's really not much you have to do. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the site. It's not public yet. There's still got to tweak a couple things. I'll walk you through that again because this is the replay. So for the whole weekend, everybody has all weekend to get their stuff done. It should not take you more than 20 minutes to actually do all six of the five sites plus get yourself into the legacy. But take your time. If it takes you an hour, it takes you an hour. We're not only getting your contribution back, but if you follow our process, we're also setting you up for lifetime with the legacy program. So with just remember, with just $100, you're talking about in 5 years it being worth 280,000. And with the way we're setting it up, you get $100 bonus if you double that to 200 by taking the bonus that you're going to get because of the volume that pushes up to you in the first couple of weeks. What ends up happening is you put the 200, that turns that 200,000 into 800,000. If you understand compounding and you understand the power of AI with with what this company has built, and every day it gets better and better, and their percentages get better and better. So, anyways, all right. So let me go out of here. Let me slide over to the dev site. I think they sent it to me, so give me a second here. The latest. Okay, there it is. All right. Come back in. Okay, here we go. Okay. All right. So here is the front end of the site. And then you'll be able to go click on, we might change that word get started, but click on there to go and actually review whatever your username is to see your account. Okay. But we might change that word. We were talking about it earlier. So the Make Good reward engine, you can read through that on your own time. Okay, your vault. Your vault is what you currently are. Your seat in that vault is currently what you're tied to. You either did 30, or you did 1,000, or you did multiples of those. Everybody's been compressed into one seat within the vault. So if you had 10 30s and you had 2,000s, your number should match up. If it doesn't match up, what you're going to do is you're either going to come to the live support next week, or you're going to go on Discord and you're going to put in your whatever the issue is. But again, because we're opening live support to that that four, 5 o'clock to 9 o'clock, Sunday to Thursday, there should be no reason why anybody doesn't get the answer that they need, or if you sent funds and they're not showing, or let's say we that you've already got back funds and we're giving you too much. You let us know and we will fix that for you. Okay. This just walks you through everything that I just went over, how it works. Everything is here. Okay. Now, this is what the engine does. I just went over exactly what the engine does. Okay. Now, household rule, very important, strict. Don't make that mistake. Okay. Because for twofold, once the code goes to work and then we don't get those rewards, right? What ends up happening, we do get the capital back, right? But it sits there for 30 days and no one wants to slow this thing down for 30 days. Please don't do that. Okay. Instructions, right? You're going to click one, then you're going to click two, three, four, five, and then if you want, click six, and everything that you need to do will be done in a matter of, could be 20 minutes for someone, could be a half an hour. Now, let's say you say, hey, you know what? This is all great, no problem. I don't want to do it. I'll just wait until you get through your first batch of the ones that do it, and then I'll get my 30s back, or I'll get my if you want to do the full, if you join the legacy, you will get the full 120 to get to take care of your position. Not Position is free, but the 20 is a yearly um subscription to use the license. And then the 100 is the minimum that you can put in, which gets you that 280,000 if you leave it there to compound for 5 years. So anyways, so that's all you need to do. And again, you can still get to the Discord community, and you can get to the Bankus app if you need to get there as well. All right, now let's stop the share. Let me go into, I think they updated something over here. Yes, so the FAQs in the sport guide have been updated. We'll also be putting the FAQs on the website as well, because again, if you go to the live support, you don't necessarily have to come into the Discord community to get taken care of. So that is that. And then there will be a new tab added later today, which will be the legacy tab and all the announcements and everything tied to that. There'll also be a link to join the legacy email to keep yourself totally up to speed on everything that's going on. They do two calls a week, I believe, and now they have a full email platform that they put together, which it we'll have the link here under the legacy announcements, so you can get signed up on that as well. I think I've hit on everything. Let me finish up this part of the meeting. So if you're watching this on the replay, okay, very important. Over the weekend, between now and Sunday, when the team comes back in, everybody's going to get time stamped based on when they came in. And then on Monday, that will be the first group that we start running the code on that first group, whatever amount, however many we can do per the code. Now, it doesn't work like we know every day, because sometimes the promotion might only be 50, the promotion might be 1,000, like we did last week. And then there's work that the code has to do. Sometimes the code has to go back and forth in order to maximize that 1,000. So there's no way of saying, hey, we know for sure we can do this many this day, this many this day. But what we do know, as soon as we start the code for the person, it goes until that person's contribution is fully back. So if you're $1,000 person and you got 50 back so far, that means when it hits 950, it turns that day to whoever's next in line. Boom. And it just goes on and on and on and on until we get everybody done. And then once we get everybody done, at that point, we will turn it on. The new website will go up, explaining exactly how it works and what we're going to do. And we'll have a minimum contribution, and we'll have a maximum contribution for people to utilize. But that's how that will work for the people that would ask that question. All right. So again, this is today's recording. Today is the Thursday, the May the 7th. Okay. It will be in the group. We had a little bit of a problem with yesterday's, because I started it and then I ended up sending them the 2-minute versus the full one. But that one will probably be up. But this is the best one for you to have anybody look at, because now I've got much more information than I had yesterday or even the day before. So, but I am excited to get this to a launch stage. All right, let me get out of here. There it is. Couldn't find the record button. Stop. Okay.